What is slab foundation? A slab foundation is a concrete pad poured directly on the ground and reinforced with steel rebars and anchors. Wooden forms are installed along the perimeter of the concrete foundation to hold in place concrete that will be poured inside them. The forms are filled with concrete and allowed to cure before construction begins on top of them. The concrete is spread out to the exact dimensions of the home, which will rest on top of it. Concrete slab foundations are most often used in warm climates where the soil does not freeze, but they can be built anywhere if precautions are taken to prevent frost damage. Slab foundation benefits. If you are building a home, there are two primary types of foundations that you can use: a slab foundation and a crawl space foundation. There are pros and cons to each type of foundation, but one of the most popular types of foundations is a slab foundation. A slab foundation will provide you with many benefits, including protection from pests. Concrete slabs are built with a mixture of additives that make them highly resistant to termites and other pests. There are no spaces or crevices for termites, snakes, rodents, and other pests to hide in. If these pests manage to gain access to your home through cracks in the wall or floorboards, they will have to travel over bare concrete, where they are easily detected and exterminated. In other homes with basement foundations, termites can travel beneath the basement undetected for years before they eventually find their way into the living area of the house. Cost effective. Choosing a concrete slab for your new home's foundation can help you save on costs. This type of foundation is often used as a base for driveways, patios, and other areas that require little maintenance. They also make excellent garage floors due to their ability to resist spills from vehicles. Concrete slabs also provide better protection from termites, floods, and other potential disasters. Since the foundation is flat, water will flow away from the house easier, saving you from potential flood damage. Durability. If poured correctly, it can last for many years without problems. So it would be best if you didn't skimp when it comes to this very critical part of the building process. Concrete slab foundations can also support heavier homes by distributing weight more evenly throughout their surface area. The slab foundation requires little maintenance, and if any cracks do form, they can be easily repaired. This type of foundation is also very stable and durable compared to crawl space foundations or basements. Less risk of damage from flooding. A thick slab foundation is not invincible and can be damaged by floods, but it is less likely than a basement foundation. This is because slab foundations do not have crawl spaces under them, so floodwaters do not have a space to accumulate underneath the home. The lack of crawl space prevents standing water, and even if water does seep into your basement or slab, it's easy to wipe up and should not cause any significant problems. This does not mean that slab homes are immune from damage from flooding. However, it simply means that they are less susceptible to certain kinds of damage caused by floodwaters. Slab-on-grade foundations have a high resistance to moisture penetration. Moisture that might seep through the concrete is prevented from entering the home by a thick layer of gravel and a layer of plastic sheeting. The plastic prevents moisture evaporation and stops radon gas from seeping in through any cracks that may develop in the slab over time. Slab foundation installation process. Slab foundation installation processes vary widely from one company to another. Each company has its way of doing things. It is why it is so vital to select a company that has been in this business for years and knows what they are doing. The slab foundation installation process can be rather involved depending on the complexity of a particular project. The following are the basic steps you'll need to follow to complete this process correctly. Project planning. The first step is to plan the entire project. You'll need to know how much concrete you'll need as well as wood, sand, and gravel. You may also want to purchase a vapor barrier to prevent moisture from seeping up from the ground. Excavation. Before you start pouring concrete, you must first dig out the area where the slab will be placed. The depth of excavation required will depend on two factors: local building codes and the size of your foundation. This will provide a strong base for your house foundations. Preparation of formwork. You'll then need to build forms that will hold the concrete slab as it dries and take on its final shape. You can make these forms out of old lumber, or you can purchase new forms from your local home improvement store. Make sure that all of your angles are square, and use a level to make sure they are aligned. Placement of reinforcement. After the formwork has been constructed and the plumbing has been installed, the steel rods are cut to length and bent to shape, then placed on top of the formwork. Using pliers, wires are wrapped around each bar and twisted to secure them in place. It is essential to ensure that the reinforcement does not move because it can affect the strength of the concrete slab. The reinforcement placement is critical to ensure that the concrete maintains its intended strength and durability over time. The rebar must be spaced evenly and bent or lapped at each intersection to provide support. Pouring and compacting. When everything has been prepared, it is time for concrete pouring, which should occur on a calm day without much precipitation so that it doesn't interfere with curing and drying. Once your foundation has been poured, you must compact it for a balanced hardening. If you have a large home with an extensive foundation, you will probably need machinery to consolidate your foundation slab. Removing formwork and curing the concrete slab. Wait until your concrete is cured before removing formwork. It will depend on several factors, including temperature and humidity levels and how thick your concrete slab is. If you do not remove the wood forms or strips properly, you can damage your newly installed slab foundation. This is because, while the top of your concrete slab foundation may be cured, the bottom of the concrete slab is still curing and can still be easily damaged. Potential problems with slab foundations. Ideally, you want to catch the problem before it starts so that you don't have to worry about foundation repair later on. Catching problems early can help minimize repairs later on. Once you start seeing cracks, the problem has already occurred.